Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. Right over here, past that rake, which we will be using, we have the possibility of adding an extra trailer onto the back of this one. I'm not going to do it yet, but there is a possibility of doing that at some point in the future. Rather than going for, because, you know, I said that we got the option, we have got a straw bale here as well. We'll put that one into the mixed, well, the other straw bales are also going into the mixed feeder, so we'll grab everything all at once. So that's you. There's one there. Just wondering if I'm gonna, I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna pick up all of the bales of hay at once. Pretty sure that we're going to have at least a full load and then a bit more. I suppose we can always just count how many we got 9 bales of hay on here. We'll see how many others we get in a minute. Let's bring you over there. Right, you stop there a second, and I want to go to this one. Leave the baler there. Run down and get his rake. And start that one down there. Now this is going to be, because there's a bit of a dip there, so this will be an interesting little exercise to see how well the Swadro does on this field. See that bit of a dip? That could either be something really good, or that could be something really bad. Either way, we're about to find out. So I'll bring you to about there. Is that about right? That one comes out. Yeah, that's perfect. We'll go right here. Bring you there, and I'll lower you down. Help A is blocked by an object, and I will go here. Ooh, AI vehicle extension. I don't want the AI vehicle extension. I want normal. Everything lowers down. And away we go. Right, that little bit of a dip that we got there, it's able to cope with. Over there, it struggled more, but we have got slightly bigger wheels now. Whether that's going to be enough to help it, I don't really know. It's definitely not picking up to the very ends properly, how I'd like it to. That is an appalling mess that it's making on the end there. But that's how it is. And you... Ooh. Alright, so there's a little bit more still to go on this field. We know that we got to do a little bit of work on this field anyway, so we may as well go and get started on it. We'll run down to this end, and we'll start doing some tidy up down here. All of the rest of the oats are now planted, so we don't have to worry about any of them. I can just bring this one along over this side and start just filling in this end. This side's going to be fine. We are going to need 2 passes to be able to completely finish the bit over there. But until we get to that bit over there, we don't need 2 passes. We're going to need 1 pass. I'll bring you over here. And yes, I am reversing with the drill in the ground, so... probably never going to work again, but it was worth a try. That one's going to go on up there. Are we going to be able... No, it's not. See, I'm going to bring it out in a minute. It's going to be interesting also to find out what happens when we start the next planting over in the new corner that I said about. And we've definitely got an extra slice that we need to go and do there. But that's going to be easy. I can lift up and drive up round and drop it in and carry on again. And then the corner over there, that's simple to go and fix. Nothing I got to worry about with that one. So bring you round and just do that. It's all fairly straightforward. We've got a huge, great big field here now. It's all finished. And I do like the black and yellow. As much as other people who wanted to see this, I also really love the black and yellow. I think it's a beautiful combination. Especially with the Valtra and the tractor as well. Everything all in beautiful, beautiful synergy. It's synergy. That's what it is. Synergetic. Is it synergetic? Would that be the right one? Yeah, I'm not actually sure. Anyway, not that it really matters. Let's bring you round here, and we'll turn sideways really, really sharp, which will absolutely destroy the coulters on our seed drill. So we've gone backwards, we've yanked the thing sideways. To be honest, it's fairly remarkable that this seed drill is able to drop any seeds at all at this point, considering the horrific abuse that we've put it through. But it's still going strong. I think that's a fairly good advert for Hagenstedt. It's a bit like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, the Top Gear testing. It was a Top Gear test of the Toyota Hilux. They found out that Toyota Hilux was considered to be one of the most robust and one of the best 4x4s available. A pickup truck that is common on, or it used to be, as you still see them, but we still see a lot of them, but not as many as the original Toyota Hilux back when Top Gear did this test. They were on farms everywhere. Just about every farm had a Toyota Hilux because they were so robust. They were so good. So Jeremy Clarkson and co., they got hold of a Toyota Hilux and they decided to test it to see if it was any good. And they dropped an anvil on it. They smashed it into a tree. I'm pretty sure they dropped an anvil on it. I don't know about the anvil bit. I want to say they dropped an anvil on it. They probably did. But anyway, I know that they did, they smashed it into a tree, and they did several other things to it as well. They parked it in the ocean and let the tide come in, and using nothing more than a single spanner and a can of WD-40, after it had been submerged in seawater, started it up and drove it off. Then, because they felt that they hadn't really done enough, and you know, it was still going, they thought, well, alright, we'll just do this properly. And so they torched it. They set it on fire. And they still got it to drive after that. Apparently, the value of second-hand Toyota Hiluxes after that video, after that episode aired live on the TV, or not live, or it was aired on the TV. After it was aired live, aired on the TV, the second-hand value of Toyota Hilux in the UK went up by, I think it was more than double, which is quite remarkable. I mean, to be able to park your vehicle in the ocean and have it submerged by seawater and then start it up with nothing more than a screwdriver and a can of WD-40 and also set it on fire and still drive the thing off, that really, really is an incredible advert for a machine well made. And I'm starting to think that this Hagenstedt here is along the lines of the Toyota Hilux, because we've done it backwards, sideways, everything except upside down, and it's still drilling perfectly. So we've got the Toyota Hilux of seed drills right here. And if you haven't seen that episode, I'm absolutely positive you'll be able to find it, or at least find clips of it, on YouTube. It is definitely worth a look if you can find a copy of it. I remember when it was first published, that one, first released, first aired, first whatever you want to say, broadcast, and it was really good. It was really well done. Like, I felt that some of the tests, they didn't sort of push it to their limits, but then I feel also that, you know, if you're going to drive something into a tree, you don't really want to do it more than 20-30 miles an hour. If you smash it into a tree at 100 miles an hour, you would expect any vehicle to give up after that. So couldn't really expect them to drive it into the tree at 100 miles an hour, although I was disappointed about it nonetheless. I'm not going to lie, I was disappointed that they didn't do that. However, it's still, when you look at the overall picture, they did test the limits of that vehicle with a whole load of dings, bashes and scrapes that would happen to just about any vehicle, and then a whole load of things that don't typically happen to vehicles. And after testing really, really thoroughly, the machine was still working, when so many others would have just given up and laid down and never gone again. So I do feel that they tested it fairly accurately and fairly well, and I don't feel that points need to be deducted for holding back ever so slightly on some of the tests. And yeah, I definitely feel that they did hold back a little bit, but yeah, well, I guess you got to really. You can't just go and drop an excavator onto a car and then expect it to still work. So, although they sort of titled it, "We're going to try to destroy it," technically they didn't. They did restrain themselves a little bit. I mean, at least until the end when they set it on fire, because they thought, you know, that's it, we've done everything else. We'll just torch the thing now and then we can forget about it. They torched it and then drove it afterwards, which... that was the bit that really surprised me. Like, all the rest of it, yes, you could say, yeah, that was just staged, and they did it carefully so as not to destroy it too much. Setting it on fire, that's a pretty good advert in itself. And it still went after that. So I do feel that, really, that the Hilux deserves its claim to fame as being that wonderful vehicle that it is, or it was. The newer versions of the Toyota Hilux, I don't know what they're like. I can't comment on them, because I haven't actually seen one being used for many, many years, and so I'm not sure if it's anywhere near as good as it used to be. Right, what I want to do now is bring this one in nice and tight along there. We've got the straw going off the top, we've got the hay coming off the bottom, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to carefully turn round. I'm going to go back the other way, and we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Although, this time the hay is going to be dropping off the bottom first, so I don't know what that's going to do to the straw on the top. Just going to leave it up in the air, and then it will go. Alright, that's fine. Take that out into there, and then I can take those straps off like that. I've got the 2 bales of straw over there that I can go and get. I'm going to put that into load mode, and I'm going to pick up these bales right here, and then I'll pick up the 2 bales of straw. What did I have on this? I think we had 9 bales of hay on here, didn't we? So there's 3 more. And then we can go and get started on our baling. Just a second. Let's not get too close to the main stack. We'll pick up those 3. And we'll head out here and we'll wait until we've baled up. Let's fold up this bad boy and go and put it away. And then we can get the baler on and whiz up and down here and do this last little bit of baling. There was a bit there that's been missed. I'll just gather that up with the baler. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll just dump it here for a minute. We do also need to do some muck spreading. Now, I haven't gone and put fertilizer over the rest of the land, purely because I'm too lazy. And I was wondering about doing the same with the fields, because they do only, with the grass, because they do only need 1 lot on here, don't they? We're moving there, because it's not WASD. They do only need 1 lot, but, you know, I feel that probably doing the slurry spreading would be a good idea. So I could go and get some slurry and start the spreading on the fields so that we at least make a start on that. What have we got here that we can use? That was the other thing, wasn't it? Is I don't have a slurry spreader here. Back at the main yard, I don't have slurry spreader either, so we want to go and we want to have a look at slurry spreading technology. Slurry tanks in here. So I've sort of been looking around at the different slurry spreaders, and there isn't really one that I really like the look of. Like there's this bigger Stevie one, but I can't really find one. What I'd like is a large capacity tank on a Stevie version that is on a smaller vehicle that just spreads out the back instead of having to use a... so basically a spreader plate like that. I want one of those instead of having to use the big unfolding boom. So for now we will use this one. It requires 180 horsepower. I can speed that up to 24 horsepower, and as it's a spreader of political promises, we will go for bright pink like that, And what do we got? Let's go for the wide tires. That looks cool. And we'll buy that one. Yes. Okay, so we've got that bad boy there all ready to roll, and I'm going to use this tractor to haul it around because this tractor is right next to it, and so that will be easier. So we'll reverse you all the way out over here, and round you go like that, and off we go over to the farm to go and spread our political promises. And yeah, I'm not really sure. I was wondering whether or not I should, like, you know, try and turn the whole map into one large field or something to finish out this series. But the more I think about it, like, I'll be up against a timer. I don't know when I will get the new version of Farming Simulator. Previously, I've had it up to 2 weeks in advance, and I'm making the assumption that I'll be given a copy again. I've received no information to indicate that this wouldn't be the case, which is absolutely awesome, and it's like I'm forever sort of gobsmacked that I get to have this opportunity. But because of it, I kind of, like, I'm always a little bit in the air about when I'm going to get it and how I'm going to start producing the next videos and wrapping up a series. And a big project like turning an entire map into one large field is extremely time consuming, and I might not necessarily be able to complete it. So I figure that what I'll do is I'll just kind of keep bumbling along like I am at the moment. We'll keep expanding. We're gonna push for cow. We've got a, you know, a nice big chunk of extra land now. We've got bales. We've got all the necessaries over here for sort of starting to expand the cows. We will be let's try not to do it too savagely. We'll be coming in here, so we're putting hay in at the moment, and we've got 170,000 hay in there. So that's what it looks like. Yeah, we've got 195,000 silage, we've got 170,000 hay, and we've got 1.4 million straw. So we will take next probably some more silage, but excuse me, we're not going to do it in a clamp. We won't do clamp silage. We will do it a bit differently. So how much have we got in here now? We have 191,000. So there should be more than enough to go and do this. So I'm just going to put this out on this field over here, and we will see, once he gets started, we'll see then how well this one's going to work. I guess I could try and find the file for this one and modify the file on this one. That might be the best way to do this, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. When we get to the new game, I'm having 3 series run. I haven't heard, like, I haven't got all the feedback yet on basically what you'd like me to do regarding the series, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure I know how I'm gonna do things. The hardcore series, I will continue to run that one on Erlengrat unless I get a lot of people saying they really don't want me to do that. But I'm going to be doing it slightly differently because the whole contracting thing seems to be going very, very slowly for us on there. And so I sort of figure, well, maybe we need to, you know, change things around a little bit. And besides which, the whole game is going to be different anyway, so... How are you blocked? What? You're not blocked by anything. You're just being lazy. I wonder... It's saying it's blocked by an object because of that one there. Yes. Right, for some reason it thinks it's bigger than it is. Actually, we'll find out in a minute, because it's going to get down to the end of the road and it's going to turn round. So we'll let it do that. He's going to go up there and he's going to try and turn round and do something crazy, I expect. Go out to the left, and then he'll spin round and turn to the right so that he can line up. He is turning at about the right width, so far so good. It does seem promising. For some reason it didn't like the mower all the way down over there. I don't know why. So we'll end up doing sort of the equivalent of this series on the US map. And maybe, I haven't seen anything about the map yet. I'm trying to keep myself, for the most part, at least for the maps, because I've been sharing the fact sheets. So I know some of the stuff that we're getting like small balers, and there's collection equipment for the small bales. There's stone pickers, and there's new crops, and there's all sorts of stuff. I'm actually getting quite excited about this one. I'll admit I'm more excited about this one than I was about the release of 19. 19, yeah, I was looking forward to it, but I'll admit, at the time, getting a bit burned out with Farming Simulator anyway, and I've been deliberately not overdoing it with this game, especially in the last year, and so I can maintain a certain interest in the... I'm one of those people that rapidly loses interest in things very, very quickly. It's just the way I am. It's just the way I'm built. It's how I operate. I rapidly lose interest in things very quickly and move from one thing to the next. Which is why I tend to play quite a lot of different games. I tend to play quite a mixture of games. And if I don't play a mixture of games, I get very, very bored with the ones that I'm doing. Unless I can do something with the games that I'm playing that really, really sort of grabs me. And usually that is insane over-the-top projects. Unfortunately, a lot of the insane over-the-top projects that I like to do also involve a ridiculous amount of time. So I'm doing something like that on Factorio at the moment. So I'm playing a lot of, I've got a long-running series on Factorio. I quite like playing Minecraft because that does open up all kinds of possibilities for insane projects. Plus, it's something I can do together with Sen, which is another bonus. And so I sort of got Minecraft on the go, and that one is an almost... No, that's going to be a permanent thing. And then I've got Factorio on the go, and that's another permanent thing. And then I've got Farming Simulator. Those are the only games that I'm playing at the moment. Now, I'm going to be doing some occasional live streams, and I did do a Minecraft live stream. I will probably be doing more live streams for other games, rather than doing a Minecraft live stream again. Minecraft, stupidly oversized projects. The game is built for it. It's perfect. It's absolutely amazing. So I can do that to my heart's content in that game. Eventually, I will run out of the project that I'm doing in Factorio, which is the whole mod pack that I'm doing at the moment. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. I may continue and do another series in Factorio, or I may give up the game and start playing something different of a similar vein. I don't know what it would be. I've absolutely no clue. Farming Simulator is a little bit different. There are some big over-the-top projects that I can kind of work on, but the game itself is not one that opens up hundreds of possibilities for a huge oversized project, and this is where I struggle at times, and I have done in the past. If I play too much of it, I become fed up with it, and because it's sort of a bit more limited on the big projects that I can do on it, that's where I start to struggle and lose interest and so on. And it's not my fault, it's not anyone else's fault, it's just how I'm built. So I'm not sort of saying this to look for pity or sympathy or anything like that. I'm just explaining this is how things are. There's no pity or sympathy or anything along those lines needed or wanted in this. It is simply, this is how things are, and that's that. There is nothing else that needs to go with it. I'm going to do this one now, and I'm going to pick up these bales. So we want to press B, I think, if I remember correctly, and then we can go and pick these up.
So, for... Okay, apparently B was not the one that I wanted, so what do I need? Operating... Was it already in operating position? Must have already been in operating position when I exited the game or something. And then it stayed in there. Weird, it doesn't normally do... Well, the other ones don't, but then I've not really used this trailer very much. So... My kind of focus for Farming Simulator is that I need to keep a project. I need to get I need to get something that kind of gives me the focus. Now, on the time-lapse series, I generally can go for quite big-scale operations. So, like, at the moment, I'm clearing the entire plateau on the Estancia Lapacho map, which I'm sure most of you would agree is a fairly large-scale project to go and do. And it is. It's quite interesting doing that. Yes, it's certainly got some dull bits where I just got to sit there and do stuff, but it's a large-scale project, and that's the kind of thing that I need to do in order to maintain my interest. So, for this map, what I'm doing at the moment, where I'm just kind of much more mess around, play about with it, and see what I can come up with and do different things. This sort of suits my playstyle fairly well, because I can, without... See, I was getting bogged down in worrying too much about what other people would think. And yes, I know I do need to worry a little bit about what people think, because, you know, if you don't like it, you're not going to watch the videos, and I kind of need you to do that, because that's my job. But, on the other side of the coin, if I spend too much time worrying about that, all the series end up being the same. So, what I'm going to do for FS22 is, I've taken a few tips and pointers, and I've learned a bit from what I've done with this series and the hardcore series. I made some mistakes with the current hardcore series in particular. I made some mistakes with that one, and I've sort of taken on board a lot of... I've gone back, and I've been reading quite a few, some really old comments as well, to try and see if I can change things around a bit and make it a little bit better in FS22. So I'm pretty certain we're going to go with the Alps map will still be the hardcore series, but I'm going to like change around how I do it slightly, which means, as I said, I will be doing Farming Simulator, just regular game, well, not even regular gameplay. Some people are not going to like it, because for this series I am not going for anything resembling realism. I'm just going to do whatever I want. Do you remember at the beginning of FS19 I had a Ravenholt map, and I rebuilt a whole big area, and I put down, I don't know, like 20 chicken pens, and we had thousands of eggs coming out. That's the kind of thing that I shall be doing. That's the kind of inspirational type of thing that I want to get going. We shall have vineyards, we'll have sugarcane, we'll have sugar beet, we'll have all of it. We're going to do the whole lot. We're going to do every single crop. I am actually thinking of sort of starting off, at least, doing the map a bit like this. Now, I'm not sure, though, how long it takes to run... or to grow grapes and olives. I would assume that you've got to sort of plant them, and then it takes a while. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.